NAVA acknowledges the Gadigal and Wangal peoples of the Eora Nation as the traditional custodians of the land on which this was filmed, and pay respects to First Nations communities, ancestors and elders.
Hi, my name is Mylyn Nguyen and I am a practicing artist. I replicate real things, real buildings, and found objects around me. I choose buildings based on colour or how it makes me feel. Same thing with objects.
What has been a turning point in your career?
I think the turning point for me was probably 2019. I was asked to do a solo show, and I've always loved miniatures and I've always embedded little miniatures in my bigger sculptures. So it was never just miniatures that I showed. It was always this bigger. I think in my head, bigger the better. Bigger is art. And that year I decided to make little matchboxes, but then paint them. So there were replicas of these little matchboxes that I made, and brought those paintings in, and she said, "Oh, why don't you bring those matchboxes in too? And exhibit those." And I thought, isn't that a bit crafty? That's not arty enough. And she said, "No, just try it." And so that kind of then snowballed into 2020 when COVID started hitting, and then it really made me understand that art was also my therapy as well during 2020. And I really liked the process of making, and I understood that that was my art form. From craft and thinking that craft was not arty enough, wasn't an art form, to then having the director say to me, "No, show the craft and see how people like it," and people loved it.
What is the most pressing issue for you as an artist right now?
I really like the business side of art and I really enjoy doing the accounting side, but I also like making as well. And I think having the two bump heads sometimes is quite interesting. I used to put myself down a lot with procrastinating, but I've learnt to understand that I need urgency when it comes to art making. And maybe that's because when I do have the urge to make art, it's very urgent. 3 o'clock in the morning, I suddenly want to build a building, and I won't disregard that, and I'll just go back to my studio and I'll start making. But yeah, there's also a time to procrastinate and to experiment. Not only do I procrastinate and do my Excel spreadsheets and figure out, how much I'm earning an hour as an artist, but I like doing my quotes, and I like organising my calendar that I never stick to. But I love doing that kind of very admin-y type stuff. I've come to realise that, that's a very important part of the process as well.
What is something you wish you knew when you were starting out as an artist?
Enjoy making. Everything will come. Exhibitions, solo shows, galleries will notice you if you just enjoy what you do. It matters to, myself, but it also matters to the person that's viewing the work as well. It's just having a go, making mistakes, gluing your fingers together, laughing. I think that, just making art is enjoying the chaos that comes with it, the roller coaster of emotions, letting yourself feel, frustration and then joy and then sadness.
How has NAVA's code of practice been useful to your work as an artist?
Definitely on the business side of things. I went full-time artist 2 years ago, and I started picking up work with schools, some galleries, doing workshops, but also licensing as well. And I found that having this breadth of knowledge of the business side of things was so good. To be able to come in confidently saying, well, this is how much I'm going to charge you per hour for this workshop. And oh, by the way, I do have my, insurance and my paperwork already set up as well with NAVA membership. So it was great to have this package deal and to understand that I've got someone backing me up.
What brings you joy in your work?
Especially with social media, and what I learned from COVID and what I liked out of my practice was sharing the process. Here's how I cut paper, and here's how I make it easier for myself. hopefully you can get that satisfaction out of, watching me make. Or if you're game, here's a knife, here's some, pieces of paper and a pencil, give it a go.